Hello everyone. Our lesson today is about range. It's a very strange word for some of you, but I think we need to know it because when you move from entry 1 basic to entry 2 elementary to entry 3 intermediate and then you move up, you should know the meaning of the word range. So I've got two questions for you. The first question is, what is range? And number two, do we have examples about range to show the different levels? So let's look at the answers. I will try to use very easy examples and explanations. What is range? Now this is my own definition of range. This is the way I, think about it and the way I hope will be useful for you. Range is the quality and quantity of your language, such as meaning, grammar, spelling, punctuation, ideas, use of paragraphs, text types, layout, register, etc. But I'm going to cover, these ones only, and these are the ones you need from entry 1 up to level 2, the highest level. Now I'm going to look at one by one and explain, as I said, easily, slowly, clearly, with examples and explanations. So meaning, what you write must have a meaning. I cannot say I working at school because working is not a verb and the sentence doesn't have a meaning. So when you write or even you speak, you have to say something which has a meaning. Of course, this is the explanation, but I will go, to examples later on. Grammar. What is grammar? Grammar studies how we make words, which is word structure, and how we make sentences, which is sentence structure. I repeat, grammar studies how we make words and how we make sentences. Do you use words which have one syllable? For example, good. So if you are entry 1, you use words which have one syllable. Example, good. Or do you use words which have more than one syllable? Marvelous. So 3 syllables, 3 parts. So if you are entry 1 basic, you use words which have one syllable. But if you are entry 3, you use words which have 3 syllables. And this is just an example. This is my understanding of the range between the different levels. There might be exceptions, but this is all things which are a little bit different from this, but there is, no book which can explain to you, the word range and with all these examples. And this is my experience, and I'm going to explain this for you, as I said. So, again, range. Do you use simple, compound, or complex sentences? Nadia lives in Ireland. Now, this is a simple sentence because it doesn't use a conjunction. So, entry 1 students will write this will write this sentence. Now, when we move to entry 2, which is elementary, let's look at this sentence. Nadia lives in Ireland, but her mother lives in Scotland. So this is a compound sentence because it uses a conjunction but. So when you go to entry 2 elementary, you have to write 2 sentences which are joined by a conjunction. If you do this, it means there is range. So entry 1, the range is simple sentence. Entry 2, the range is compound sentence. Now, Nadia, who lives in Ireland, studies mathematics. This is a complex sentence. Why? Because it uses a relative pronoun, who. So this is who, a relative pronoun. If you are able to use this, pronoun, it means you are making complex sentences. There are different ways to make complex sentences. but I'm just showing you the meaning of range. So range, entry 1, they use words, short words. Entry 2, they use maybe 2 syllables, words which have 2 syllables. So range is about many things. So I explained to you, what we mean by range under grammar, and I gave you examples about words and about sentences. More examples about range. So if you are entry 1, which is basic level, you have to spell entry 1 words correctly. But if you are entry 3, you have to spell entry 3 words correctly. So if you are entry 1, you write good, which is 1 syllable, 1 part. So you have to spell it correctly. But if you are entry 3, you have to spell marvelous correctly. Marvelous has 3 syllables or 3 parts. Marvelous. Now punctuation. What is punctuation? Range and punctuation. If you are entry 1, you have to use the following punctuation correctly. Examples. You have to be able to use capital letters at the beginning of a new sentence and after a full stop. And you should know how to use a full stop, a question mark, and an exclamation mark. This is at entry 1 basic. However means but. If you are entry 3, you have to be able to use a comma in your sentences. And again, this is range, in connection with punctuation. Entry 1, you have to do this. Entry 3, you have to do this. Of course, if you are entry 3, it means you have to do everything from entry 1 and entry 2 and entry 3. It doesn't mean if you are entry 3, you don't write, your sentences with a capital letter, or you don't use a capital letter after a full stop. No, you have to show, the range. So what is range? When we say range of ideas, if you are entry 1, you have to write 1 paragraph which has 1 idea. Or sometimes if you write few sentences, 4 or 5 sentences at entry 1, that's okay. If you are entry 3, you have to write 3 paragraphs. And each paragraph must have 1 idea. Again, range of text types. If you are entry 1, you have to be able to write a note. So if you are entry 1, you write a note. But if you are entry 3, you have to be able to write a letter. So that is more, write more. But it's not about writing more, it's about how we write it. As I said at the beginning, quantity is how much you write or speak. Quality is about, again, how much you write and speak. They are together, it's difficult to quality and quantity are together. So quantity is what you write and how much you write, and quality is how you write it. So sometimes you write a lot, but it's not okay. So you have to write what you need for your level and then write it in a good way. I will explain, I will give you examples. Just wait, please. Now, layout. What is the range of layout or format or organization of ideas? If you are entry 1, you have to use the correct spacing between the words and sentences. But if you are entry 3, you have to put the information in a letter in the correct places, and you have to use spacing between your paragraphs. So this is an example about the range in your layout. You can watch the video again and again and again, because this information is really useful for you, even if you go to very high levels. And when I give you the examples, you will see the range, in front of you. Register. What is register? the range of register. Register is about using a technical or a formal language. Example, if you are entry 1, you may use informal English and a little bit of formal English. So I'm fine, this is informal, but I am well is formal. However, if you are entry 3, you have to use more formal English. And when you go to level 1 and level 2, especially functional English, you have to use a lot of formal English in your speaking and writing. So if you look at this sentence, the balloon was blown up for the experiment. This is an informal sentence. And if I want to make it formal, the balloon was inflated for the experiment. So blown up is informal, inflated is formal. Note, this is very important note for you. You have to write a text type, such as an email, or for example an email, you have to write a text type which is suitable for your level. And this is what we call, quantity. Quantity is how much you write, and what you write is suitable for your level. And you have to write it in a meaningful and correct way. And this is quality, how you write it. How you write must have meaning, and how you write must be correct. And this is what? Quality. So quantity, what you write and how much you write. Quality is, does it make sense? Does it have meaning? Is it correct? Now, can you give me an example of range to show the different levels? Yes, of course, I can give you. This is your question for me. We can speak about 5 levels. Entry 1, basic. Entry 2, elementary. Entry 3, intermediate. Level 1, upper intermediate. Level 2, advanced. Of course, in the UK, if we say entry 1, people understand. But in some countries, they don't use entry 1, they say basic. But entry 1 and basic are the same level. Just the words are different. The same, if you say I am entry 2, of course, or if you say I am elementary, it's the same level. But the words are different from one country to another. Now range. Now we come to the what? To the examples. Okay. Please be patient. I will repeat slowly and explain slowly. Now, George lives in London. This is a sentence. This is a simple sentence because it does not use a conjunction. So, who write this sentence? Do you think? Entry 1 students. Very good. Entry 1 students will write this sentence. But I will show you now the same sentence, but I will expand it. I will add more information to it. So this is a sentence. Now it's level 2. Now George, who is a resident in London, endeavors to fulfill his potential by engaging in many tasks on the improvement of his language skills. This is a sentence. It can be a level 2 sentence, very high level, but I will show you how we make it and why it is level 2. Now, this is a complex sentence, number 1. Why? Because I use who. This is who. I use who. Number 2, I use difficult words which have more than one syllable or which are formal. So look at this: in, de, va. 3 parts, 3 syllables instead of try. Try is easy. It's like, entry 1 or entry 2. But in, de, va, this is a high level. And they have the same meaning, or similar meanings. They are synonyms. Tasks instead of things or exercise. So I use tasks. Look at this one here, tasks. you can put exercises, it gives 99%, the same meaning. But because you are a high level, you have to use tasks. Again, skills instead of level. Again, these are like synonyms, they have similar meanings. Fulfill instead of show. I can say here show my potential or fulfill my potential, but show is entry 1, entry 2, but fulfill is a high level, level 1, level 2. Engaging instead of doing, doing an exercise or engaging in the exercise. So engaging is a high level, and potential instead of ability. So here in this sentence I am using words which are long or which have more than one syllable. Endeavor is formal English again, so it's not only long, it doesn't only have 3 syllables, it is formal English, because this is high level. As I said, it is level 2. I use commas, and we teach commas at intermediate level plus. So when we teach commas at entry 3 intermediate or level 1 or level 2, we teach commas. So as you can see, I use commas. After George I use comma, and then I use comma after London. I use a lot of ideas in this sentence. So you can see George is a resident in London, first idea. George endeavors to fulfill his potential, number 2. George engages in many tasks, number 3. And these tasks are about what? Improvement of his language skills. So I've got 4 thoughts, if you want, in this sentence, because a sentence expresses a thought, but a paragraph expresses an idea. Because this is a sentence, it's a complex sentence, it expresses a thought. So as you can see, George lives in London. This is an entry 1 sentence. Now the range, which means going up, 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 this is a level 2 sentence. George, who is a resident in London, endeavors to fulfill his potential by engaging in many tasks on the improvement of his language skills. Now, I'm sorry I give you like a jump from entry 1 to level 2. I will show you more examples from entry 1 to entry 2 to entry 3 to level 1 and to level 2. As I said, be patient, and you are, I hope. Next one. So learn these words and write sentences about them. So quantity, quality, register, type, meaning, grammar. Of course, this is part 1 of range. In part 2, I will give you a lot of examples about range from entry 1 to entry 2 to entry 3. But before I close, I repeat what is range. Range is, we have range of meaning, range of a grammar, range of spelling, range of punctuation, range of ideas, range of paragraphs, range of text types, range of layout, range of register. All these will show the difference between one level and another level. And this is what we mean by range, is the difference. And the difference in quality and quantity. And this is the end of the video. As I said, try to watch part 2 on range, and watch it more than one time, and this is really useful for you, for all your for any level you are doing, let's say. So please click on subscribe if you want to watch more videos on my channel. Thank you for listening.